number 10. Penn State Nittany Lions.
Kind of a forgotten team after those 2 weeks. You know, they lost against Ohio State. They followed it up with another loss to Michigan State, and you know, they're probably going to finish 9-2.
Saquon Barkley gaining 35 yards in a game, it makes it easier to forget Penn State.
Of course.
They're up 4 spots, though, with that 8-2 record. Let's see who's at number 9, just ahead of the Nittany Lions. Ohio State.
They were 13 a week ago, climbed 4 spots themselves all the way up to number 9.
And the question with them being at number 9, as we talk USC versus Ohio State have a better chance of getting a better win because they'll play Wisconsin, as USC will face a Washington or a Washington State that doesn't help them in the rankings.
Are you just presuming a win over Michigan?
I was going to say, don't forget Ohio State has Michigan also.
Michigan who?
Easy does it there, big fella. You know, we're talking about these 2-loss teams because in the playoff era, we have fewer undefeated or 1-loss teams than in any other year. At number 8, just ahead of the Buckeyes, Notre Dame takes a tumble after getting spanked by Miami.
3 down to 8. 5 spots they dropped from last week, and you know, you wondered how far they might drop after what they went through last week, but still Stanford ahead of them, and we keep talking about how they controlled their own destiny without that conference championship game. Now you take them away from that. Stanford has dropped with some losses. Notre Dame now obviously on the outside looking in.
Done? No way to get back?
I don't see it. I don't see it. No, I think it's going to be very tough.
But a great, you know, now standing season, they can still finish it well.
Got Navy and then Stanford.
Absolutely. Okay, let's look at number 7. Georgia goes from 1 to 7. Now, Georgia falls out of the top 4 in the playoff era. Only one team has fallen from the top 4 after a loss and come back to make the playoff. That was Washington last year.
And I think if you're Georgia, you still have to feel pretty good, because if Georgia can go ahead and finish the season, get to the SEC championship game, and win the SEC championship, Georgia can still control their own fate. So if I'm Georgia, I feel really good about going from 1 to 7.
Yeah, except if you got to see Auburn again.
Exactly.
There was nothing, and I mean nothing, about Georgia last weekend against Auburn that would lead anybody to believe that they could somehow beat that team. If I'm Georgia, I want to see Alabama.
Well, I think with Georgia, it's the thing we talked about really all year. Until they face somebody that can defend the run and make them throw the ball, they're going to be able to control and throw on their terms. Last week was the first time they went up against the defensive line in the front that took that away. Bama has that same ability, so until they've got to get more balance.